Every November 11th, across the United States, banks are closed and schools are out. Parades line the streets and towns all over the country honoring our military veterans. Even though there are celebrations throughout the country, many people do not understand what Veterans Day is. It is as if Veterans Day has somehow become a second class or even a forgotten holiday. But when you dive into the story behind Veterans Day, you begin to comprehend the important position that that day truly holds. Veterans Day has a history born from the sacrifice of our military and is vital to our country that citizens take the time to understand what it is that we are celebrating. Today, I'm going to explain the history of Veterans Day and the consequence of it in our society. Every November 11th, Veterans Day occurs. Why November 11th, you may ask yourself? It is designed to honor the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918 that signaled the end of World War I. The holiday began as Armistice Day and was first celebrated in 1919. President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed the day should be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory. According to the Virginia Office of Public and Intergovernmental Affairs, the original concept for the celebration was for a day observed with parades and public meetings and a brief suspension of business beginning at 11 a.m. In 1926, Congress passed a resolution for Armistice Day to become an annual observance. History.com notes that it did not become a national holiday until 1938. It wasn't until 1954 that Dwight D. Eisenhower officially changed the name of the holiday to Veterans Day. This was done after many soldiers had served in World War II and the Korean War. As Lita Gore from AL.com notes, there is a desire to honor all of the veterans, not just the ones who had served in World War I. Another interesting thing about the history of Veterans Day is that in 1968, the Uniform Holidays Bill was passed and moved Veterans Day to the fourth Monday in October. In 1975, President Gerald Ford moved it back to November 11th because of the importance of that historical date. In fact, Great Britain, France, Australia, and Germany all also honor the veterans on or near that date. In those countries, it is known as Remembrance Day. It is common to observe 2 minutes of silence at 11 a.m. on the 11th. In the United States, if the holiday falls on a non-work day, such as a Saturday or a Sunday, then the federal holiday observance will change. If it falls on a Saturday, the federal holiday will be on a Friday. If it falls on a Sunday, then the holiday will now be observed on a Monday. But no matter when the federal holiday is observed, Veterans Day itself will always remain on that important 11/11 date. Now that we understand the history behind the date of November 11th, let's look at what Veterans Day is and what it is not. Many people confuse Veterans Day with Memorial Day, but they are actually very different. According to Deepa Shavara from NPR.com, Memorial Day has its roots in the Civil War. It was originally created to honor those who had died in the Civil War. Soon it was expanded to include all veterans, but Memorial Day is still meant to honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice and died for their country. Veterans Day is different in that it is designed to honor all veterans, both living and past. An example of this is shown in the fact that the word veterans in Veterans Day does not have an apostrophe. Ho Lin from military.com notes that this is significant because it represents that the day is not possessive and belonging only to the veterans. Rather, the day belongs to everyone in this nation because it is a day honoring all veterans who have served this nation. So now let's look at how we honor these veterans. Veterans Day is observed in the United States with parades, church services, and public meetings. There is also a moment of silence at 11 a.m. Flags may be flown at half-staff at some places as well. There was even a week-long designation in 2001 to encourage the recognition and promotion of education as to the sacrifice of our veterans. As Toby Shaw from OfficeHolidays.com points out, restaurants throughout the country celebrate by offering free meals to veterans, and there is an annual Veterans Day parade that takes place in Manhattan with over 500,000 people in attendance. In addition, retailers may give out discounts to those who had served or are serving in military branches. One of the most moving ceremonies takes place at Arlington Cemetery. There is a traditional Presidential Armed Forces full honor wreath-laying ceremony at 11 a.m. at the tomb of the unknown soldier. That single act alone represents the significance of the day. So now you know the story behind Veterans Day. In short, the 11th day of the 11th month at the 11th hour is a date and time that we should never forget. It is a day of significant importance because we celebrate the service of all of our military veterans. It is hoped that with a better understanding of this holiday, that all Americans will no longer see it as just another day that the banks are closed or a confusing holiday that no one knows exactly the meaning of. Rather, they will come to recognize Veterans Day for what it truly is. A day that we honor the sacrifice of all veterans who ensure the freedom that we live with today. Thank you.